Weather for folks coming to town for Fleet Week. Take a live look down in Galveston. You can see we've got no issues weather right now, but we're going to continue to be checking in throughout the day today. Storm Tracker 2 radar, we have been pretty quiet, but there's a 5 to 10% chance of an isolated sprinkle. You can see Chambers County up into far southern Liberty County. A few sprinkles, but for most of us, it is just warm, dry, and humid. Actual air temperature climbing into the lower 80s, currently 82 in Katy, 81 for our friends down in Pearland. Everybody seeing a steady wind coming in from the coast, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. That is ensuring that we are staying muggy as we head into the afternoon. In fact, temperatures climbing into the mid 80s. Of course, we've got some big changes coming, but I've got more on our weekend forecast coming up. That's going to bring a significant cool down for our Sunday. But I want to start by focusing in on Saturday because that's the day where we're going to have the biggest weather impact. Specifically, we have a flash flood risk for areas north of I-10 on Saturday as a cold front is going to sweep through southeast Texas. Now, remember, we are still about 4 days out, which means timing can change. But I want to show you what we know and what we expect as of right now. Today through Friday, we're mostly quiet. Maybe an isolated sprinkle here or there. Most of us not going to see any big impacts. The actual cold front starts moving its way across the state Saturday during the middle of the day. You can see passing through Tyler all the way through Waco. That front, ahead of it, we can see some scattered showers and sprinkles, but the organized line of heavier downpours and frequent lightning strikes, that's going to push through Saturday afternoon. You'll notice ahead of it some thunderstorms, but the actual line pushing through starting at 4 o'clock, reaching Houston by 7, and then pushing out by the coast likely by sunset. Now, once we get into Sunday, much better weather. We're talking a high pressure system with cooler air funneling in. Here's an event that's going to be heavily impacted. The Ironman happening this Saturday in the Woodlands. It starts at 6 a.m. To start off the race, we shouldn't see any problems for that morning swim. It's going to be cloudy, light winds from the south. Now, once we get into the afternoon, you're going to start to see those winds picking up and shifting from the southwest. And once that front reaches you, instantly the winds are going to switch direction. Now you've got winds coming in from the north at 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20, and showers and thunderstorms will be possible. Now, thankfully, it should push through very quickly, but it's going to impact the later part of the race. This is something we're going to be keeping an extremely close eye on. We head towards the weekend. That's when we're really going to see those rain chances ramp up. Right now, though, it's a nice, warm, humid day. A live look down on the island. No problems weather-wise, but we have been seeing the possibility of an isolated sprinkle. Most of us, though, completely dry. Actual air temperature really warm. Right now, it's 85 in Columbus, 84 for our friends out in Tomball. We've got winds steadily coming in from the coast, sustained about 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 25. Sugar Land seeing winds up to 30 miles per hour. This breeze is warm, keeping us mild and muggy through the overnight hours tonight. That's why temperatures slow to cool down, only dropping through the 70s. And as we head into the day tomorrow, pretty much a rinse and repeat. Once again, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Friday, feeling close to 90 degrees. It's not until Saturday that our big cold front rolls in. That's going to bring with it a 60% chance of thunderstorms. But Andy, I've got more on that storm timeline coming up. Like early summer, but Andy, we are still technically in spring.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, this weekend we are going to get a watch. That is when that cold front slams through, bringing with it showers, thunderstorms, and the possibility of some heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding. In fact, the Weather Prediction Center just updated our flood risk, and you'll notice they've brought it further south. It now includes all of the Houston metro and down for locations south of I-10 like Pearland. This means everybody needs to stay weather aware on Saturday because it is possible we can see some localized street flooding. I'm going to show you our timeline, but remember, it is still several days out, which means it can shift by a few hours here or there. Cold fronts do have a tendency to speed up, but right now our cold front looks to split across Texas Saturday morning. You can see 11 a.m. bringing thunderstorms to North Texas. Ahead of the front, it's possible to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So beginning as early as 2 p.m., showers and storms not out of the question, but the stronger line of storms, that's going to move in from the northwest to the southeast beginning at 4 p.m. and continuing through sunset. You can see by 7 o'clock pushing through the Houston metro, continuing to see those lingering showers and storms into the evening hours. But then by early Sunday morning, everything clears out. That's when a high pressure system moves in, bringing with it the cooler, drier air for Sunday. This means, though, Saturday very much impacting the Ironman here in the Woodlands. 6 a.m. for that morning time frame that we'll start to see showers and storms possible. You'll start to see those winds picking up as well. And very important for the bike and the run, winds, once that cold front moves through, are going to dramatically shift. They're going to be coming in from the north, and then they're going to pick up to 15 to 20 miles per hour. Because the Ironman Texas is a loop, there is no way to avoid those winds. Allergy Report is looking live. Look down in Galveston. You can see beautiful puffy cumulus clouds over Moody Gardens. Not seeing any problems out there right now, although it certainly is on the warm and humid side. Actual air temperature 86 in College Station, 82 down in Pearland. So across the board, we are well above average. Everybody's seeing winds also pretty consistent coming in from the coast, gusting nearly 30 miles per hour. Hobby Airport seeing a 28 mile per hour wind gust. Now, these winds coming from the coast are keeping us mild and muggy through the overnight hours, but we've got a big drop in humidity coming with a cold front this weekend. Lisa, Joel, more details in our storm timeline coming up.
We will see you then. Caroline, thank you. Rain pretty soon here?
That's right. We're going to have our own storm threat once we get to Saturday.
Okay.
Why every weekend now?
We are just in a pattern. It seems like every Saturday, that's when the cold fronts make it to Houston. It's just an unfortunate coincidence, and it does seem to happen this way sometimes. In thunderstorms with a much cooler Sunday in the forecast, but I'm really going to spend most of my time talking about Saturday because we do have a flood risk for most of southeast Texas. That risk continues to get pushed further south. You can see now it includes all of Houston and down south towards Pearland, which means everybody needs to stay weather aware. We're not expecting these thunderstorms to move slowly, but as they pass overhead, they are going to bring with it the potential of dropping a tremendous amount of rainfall. Let's talk timeline, and keep in mind it can still change. We're still several days out, but for now our timeline looks to bring with it most of the activity not until Saturday afternoon. You'll notice 11 a.m. the front pushing its way across North Texas. Ahead of it, it's warm, it's humid, maybe a few sprinkles, but once we get to 2 p.m. this is when we'll start to see scattered showers and thunderstorms ahead of the front. Not a washout, but certainly is going to be active. Now, the most active period is going to be later in the afternoon from 4 p.m. through 10 p.m. as the front pushes its way through southeast Texas. These will be capable of producing frequent lightning strikes and heavy downpours. You can see passing through Houston by 7 o'clock, continuing to advance towards the coast until we get closer towards midnight. Now, once we get past midnight on Sunday, I do think conditions will start to clear out and the cool air funnels in. But the problem is Saturday is a huge day here in Texas. It's the Ironman Texas up in the Woodlands. Starting off the race when you're doing your swim, 70s cloudy winds from the south. After 2 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see rain chances increase and our winds are going to start to pick up. Here's the big one for Ironman runners. Once that front passes through, you're going to see a dramatic shift. Winds are going to start to come in from the north and they're going to rapidly increase in strength. 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. That is going to be exhausting. Not seeing any problems over the Southwest Freeway here in Sharpstown. We've got mostly cloudy skies. That cloud cover is going to be very present over the next several days as we continue to see very high humidity. Actual air temperature sitting in the lower to mid 80s. Right now, 84 up across the board, well above average. Gusty winds coming in from the coast. That's increasing our humidity, which is why temperatures just struggle to cool down through the overnight hours, not dropping below 70 degrees. Mild, muggy, And really, tomorrow's going to be a rinse and repeat of today. It's possible that we'll be just a few degrees warmer, but Thursday and Friday, all about the heat. In fact, factor in the humidity. Friday is going to have a heat index up to 90 degrees, and we have not said heat index very much this year. In fact, this is a new term we're going to start to say. Still going to be reaching the mid 80s before that cold front starts to sweep through. That's going to bring with it scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly after 2 p.m. and continuing late into the evening hours. But Lisa, Joel, more on that hour by hour future track coming up.
Okay, Caroline, thank you.
That involves the Ironman Texas. We have huge changes moving in. Friday, hot and humid. Saturday, that's when our cold front moves through. That's going to bring a dramatic drop in temperatures for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But for the day on Saturday, it is all about the thunderstorms, especially because we have a flood risk. Now, that does encompass most of southeast Texas, but your risk does look to be higher the further north you live. Let's talk about that timeline, but remember, timing can still change. We're still several days out, but so far it has been fairly consistent. From now through Friday, we're not expecting anything heavier than a few rain sprinkles out there, with our cold front diving across the state starting on Saturday morning. Showers and thunderstorms from Dallas down through Waco by 11 a.m. Here in the Houston area, we'll start to see showers possible primarily after 2 p.m. on Saturday. Once we get towards 4 o'clock, this is when the heftier thunderstorms are going to move in. Heavy downpours, frequent lightning strikes possible all along this cold front as it goes from the northwest down towards the southeast. Now, this is going to continue to bring thunderstorms from 4 o'clock through about 11 p.m. in the evening, some of which can be rather intense. Once we get past midnight, I think it's mainly going to be light rain showers lingering before a high pressure system moves in, drying us out and cooling us down as we go into the early part of next week. But for the Ironman, one of the most important things is those winds, and we are going to see winds shifting significantly, especially after that 8-hour race mark. You can see at 6 a.m. for that spring swim, cloudy with winds from the south. Once we get to 2 o'clock, that's when winds will start to pick up. That's also when we're going to see showers and storms possible. Once that front passes through, then we're going to be seeing winds really pick up from the north at 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. That is going to be exhausting. High temperatures above average with mornings mild and muggy in the 70s. That's where we're going to be through Saturday morning. But once that front pushes through, this is going to bring the cooler air also